Hi guys. So there is this Bible character, and I don't know about you, but for me, growing up and reading different Bible characters, you have your favorite, you have those that are not your favorite, and then you have those ones that you actually don't like. So there's this lady that I don't like in the Bible. Her name is Leah. I'm sure that you know her. She got married first to Jacob, so you could actually call her that. And growing up, I don't like her, because I felt that she cheated. I felt that she did a whole lot of stuff, and I don't like her. But as I keep growing older, actually I'm not old, but you understand what I mean. I'm a young guy. So as I keep growing older, I actually discovered that there is actually more to learn from this lady than from from me beefing her. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, to continue to beef her, because as I grow older and study her life the more, and then I began to realize, if I began to change my views and opinions about her, and I began to like her, because if there is anyone in the Bible, just any young lady in the Bible, at least you could say that Leah is one lady who didn't fall for delusion, who was not deluded. She's one lady who you can't say that she's actually deluded or like she fell for delusion. Now, ladies, if you are 35 to like maybe 15 or even 14 thereabouts, I tell you the truth, the biggest enemy for a young lady within that age range is delusion. That's just the truth, because there is so much tendency to be deluded. Now, does it mean that guys are not deluded as well? Oh, of course, guys, they do, but it's not that many, it's not that much. And two things would only make a guy within that age range to be deluded. Just two things. The first one is money, the second one is fame. So if a young guy begins to make more money than his average peers, you understand, like average peers is making more money, then a guy has the tendency to fall for delusion and think that he is above everybody, and he's all over everywhere, he's better than everyone. And the second one is fame. Like a young guy, he becomes famous than his peers again, he will begin to feel more important than himself and all of that. But for a young lady don't have to be famous or have more money than her peers before she begins to fall for delusion. You understand? Before she begins to be deluded, she doesn't have to have more money, she doesn't have to have fame, but then she can be. And so one of the things that we're going to, and I don't know the topic that I'm going to give this, so you can give it whichever topic that you want, but we're going to be talking about Leah, we're going to be talking about Rachel, we're going to be talking about relationship, marriage, and all of that. So if a topic comes to me as I'm talking to you, glory to God, and if it doesn't come, give it your topic. Or maybe the editors are going to help us to give it, a topic. But Leah is one lady that she was facing reality, because as a guy, you face reality real fast, because you discover very early in life that nobody's going to give you the opportunity just like that. You have to take it and all of that. But for a lady, you understand what I mean? So Leah was one lady who actually faced reality on time, and I'm going to be talking about her, but I want to cook now, and I feel like I should just be cooking. I'm going to be cooking, and then we will continue with the teaching, right? I think that's fair. Okay, so let me move my stuffs. I need to cook. All right. So, we said I got some of these potatoes. They are getting spoiled actually, and I just need to cook them. And I also want to teach, so I figured that I can actually is it kill two birds with a stone? They call it. So yeah. So all right. So we're talking about Leah, right? And I hope you can see me clearly. If you cannot see me clearly, please manage manage it like that. All right, so we're talking about Leah, we're talking about Rachel, right? And I was saying that Leah, is one lady who faced reality very, very, very soon. And you know what the Bible talked about Leah? Leah, the Bible didn't compliment her at all. The Bible didn't tell us that she's beautiful. The Bible only said that she's tender-eyed. But then when it comes to the description of Rachel, like she's beautiful and well-favored. Like for Rachel, she's like a beauty queen. Beauty queen is like normal, she's beautiful, and then she has the figure. She has all of that, like everything for Rachel. But for Leah, the Bible, now let's look at the way the Bible actually described it. So I'm going to read the book of Genesis. I'm going to read the book of Genesis 29 verse 17, and I'm going to read the Amplified version. Amplified version says that Leah's eyes were weak and dull looking. So that means she didn't have an attractive eyes. You understand? Like she didn't have an attractive eyes. The Bible says that her eyes were weak. So you're looking at her, you don't know if she's happy, she's smiling, she's not smiling, you understand? But see what the Bible described Rachel with. Rachel was beautiful and attractive. You understand? So if immediately you see the but in the Bible, you will know that talking about Leah, she's not attractive and she wasn't beautiful. You understand? She's not like all that beautiful and all of that. The only thing that the Bible could even describe about everything that has to do with beauty, for Leah or with Leah, is that she had weak and a dull eyes. Now you can imagine that. And so Leah quickly faced reality. You understand? You're gonna help me with this. So Leah quickly faced reality, and I'm not gonna rush, so you can just follow me and let's enjoy. And I don't even know what I want to cook. I just know that I don't want these potatoes to get spoiled, and that's why I am cooking it, and I really don't know what exactly I want to cook. But maybe I'm gonna boil these, and then I'm gonna make some sauce or whatever. I guess that's what I'm gonna do. So Leah, she knew already that life was already leading her, but then she wasn't deluded. And so on the night of the wedding, she played dumb, and that's one thing about Leah, because that was one of the things that I didn't actually like about her. But then I actually came to like, okay, she was actually having sense. She played dumb like she was Rachel when Jacob was sleeping with her on that night. You understand? Because if she wasn't in on it, it wouldn't have worked. If she refused and she said, Dad, I'm not going to do this. She's my sister. I'm not going to do that to my sister. I know Jacob loves my sister. As a matter of fact, he has signed a contract that he has to serve you for 7 years so that he can have her. That is love. That is pure love. I'm not going to come in between them. I'm not going to do this. There is nothing that Dad would have been able to do to force her. However, she was actually in on it because she knew that, well, she's not the very beautiful and very attractive lady, that guys will be falling for and all of that. And she saw the opportunity and she took advantage of it. But my question, and this is the delusion I'm talking about, my question to Rachel is that, Rachel, where were you on that night? Like seriously, where were you on that night? You had the wedding. Now, it doesn't make any sense. You had a wedding in the daytime, people attended the wedding and it was all good, all fun and everything. And in the night hour, you were not with your husband. Who were you with? Well, like, she can't be the allegation that she didn't know that her dad could do something like that. You understand? Girls, right? They actually love their dad a lot. And as a matter of fact, you can easily tell a dad's personality by looking at the lady. My sisters actually took more, after my dad than I did. I think usually the balance is the male child, take a lot after the mother, and then the female child take a lot after the father. And I think I've seen that dynamic, play often and all of that. So no way Rachel would say that she didn't know that. And her dad has been like that. Her dad has been, dude actually changed the wages of Jacob 10 times and all of that. So it is in the nature. There was no way Rachel would not have known. You understand? She knew her dad's tendency to actually double deal and all of that. And yet she did not want Jacob. Jacob didn't know. And yet she didn't want Jacob. And it's just crazy. And where were you actually? Where were you? Like, you had nights and then you didn't sleep with your husband, and you didn't even warn him that, hey, see, in our culture, because that was what the dad said, that in our culture, the elder one gets married before the younger one. And so, at least, she could have actually warned Jacob and like, hey, Jacob, you see, in our culture, I shouldn't actually get married before Leah, and so they would want to try to do some funny stuff, but just be very careful. So at least Jacob would have been very careful that night and wouldn't have laid with her, you understand, wouldn't have slept with her. And if they wake up in the morning like, hey, this is not what I signed up for. I signed up for Rachel. Why are you giving me this? Thank God I didn't sleep with her, so she can't even be my wife. You go, and get, Jacob would have gotten the girl that she wanted. But Leah, again, she knew what she wanted and she went for what she wanted.